Hello StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another weekly edition of MidRank Madness. This is a game between Lewsys and CatBurglar on Frozen Temple. In the top left side of the map we have the red Protoss player. It is Lewsys, representing Corvo. And in the bottom right side of the map we have the blue Zerg player. It is CatBurglar, representing nobody but himself because he is a CatBurglar who is very solitary. This was sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of MidRank Madness. If you too would like to submit a replay for MidRank Madness, which is my weekly examination of gold, platinum, and diamond level replays, go ahead and send it to that address with that same subject. I will send them to my screeners, and they will send me back the very best ones, and those will get cast. Deal? Deal. Alright, so I'm not entirely sure what level this is. I always forget to look at the portrait borders while this is loading, but if I tell you what level this is, it just kind of spawns an argument in the comments. So if you want to guess what this is in the comments, go ahead, but I'm not going to tell you during this match. I will confirm it if you guess it right, so maybe that's why you would want to guess. I don't know. Pool first here, out of CatBurglar in a ZVP. Do not see this a lot, I don't think, in the ZVP Legacy of the Void matchup. There's an extractor here. That probe says, holy smokes. That is, in fact, going to be some Lings. Ling speed immediately coming out here. CatBurglar does not actually go for many Lings. He goes for two. Okay, he has 4 now, so that's fine. And a Queen. So what this just means for Lewsys is, all right, you're going 1 Rax expand, very safe. And the reason it's safe is because in situations like this, no. Put your Cybercore here. Put it here all right. This might hurt. This might come back and hurt you, Lewsys, because here come 4 Lings. They're heading right on out here. The gateway is making absolutely nothing. Lewsys, you need to make a Zealot at least. I know you really want to make an Adept. You're waiting for the Cybercore to finish before you do, but these Lings are going to get inside here. You can't finish this wall off because of these unbuildable rocks here. There's a pylon coming out. You can't get a Mothership core because you don't have a Cybernetics core yet. Alright, so the Lings come in. Go, what are you going to do here? Lings, go for probes. I highly recommend you go for probes. I mean, alright, knocking down this expansion pretty good. There's that Adept coming out. Are you supply blocked? Temporarily supply blocked was Lewsys, just barely there. But is up now where he can do stuff. So one probe going to die, another probe going to die here. Yes, the one's on the gas, dead. No gas income for Lewsys right now. Lings running around. Pretty good micro on his play from CatBurglar right now. He is expanding back home as well. But good job by Lewsys pulling the probes. Doing a pretty fantastic job of that to defend themselves and then getting them back to work. Some Lings still running around down here. They have speed now. 4 Lings on top of an Adept that's not microing at all. Oh, more Lings come in. I was going to say, I think 4 Lings can beat it. I would have liked to see the results without those reinforcements, but that's alright. Lings trying to knock down this pylon. They might be able to get it. Photon overcharge, though, clearing them out. Can they get the pylon first? Getting out of range, running. No. You might as well just finish the attack, you guys. You all died anyway. If you're going to get out of the range of the thing, get out of the range of the thing, of the overcharge, like right over here. Meanwhile, forward pylon being tossed down by Lewsys in the 3rd base position of CatBurglar, where he doesn't have one yet. He'll want to get one eventually. Roachwarren coming up for CatBurglar as well. Oh, I'm going to have a hard time with that word, CatBurglar. I can say it, but sometimes it gives me some troubles and some pause. This probe wants to die. Wow. Survived the hits from the Queen, then came right back towards the Queen to finish it off. Roachwarren, like I said, about 50% complete here. Protoss player has stabilized, lost, what, 2 workers? I mean, 3 workers killed is not a giant number. Not going to worry about that. Immediately going for the Warp Gate research, which is also important throughout every stage of this game of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Queen, throw down a creep tumor called Blorp right outside that natural base. Hasn't even really thought about going for a 3rd yet because they haven't found this pylon. Have the swarm. Income tab 27 to 28. CatBurglar has a tiny lead right now. So I don't know. The early attack was fun. I mean, put some fear of the swarm into Lewsys is always nice. But now we move into the mid game where things get a little bit less gimmicky, a little bit less tricky. And we'll see how CatBurglar managed to come out with this one. Robotics facility on the way for Lewsys. More and more Adepts coming in here too. Interesting, it's a robotics facility with all these Adepts. You'd think you want a Twilight Council for Resonating Glaives, but maybe really worried about burrowed stuff. I don't know. Some Lings are knocking down this pylon that are blocking that potential 3rd for CatBurglar. And he's going to take this one up here to the north instead. So, alright. That is just fine. That is actually kind of a nice place to take a third. Not many people scout this. Usually you're just attacking back and forth across the middle here. And really don't do too much scouting in this area. So that's nice. I think Lewsys will assume there's a hatch here as he gets supply blocked by that. You should not be supply blocked when a pylon is under attack because you knew it was under attack for like 10 minutes. Alright, replacement pylon on the way. 10 roaches coming out for CatBurglar. I mean, that would be nice except for the fact, hey look, Immortals out of Lewsys. Immortals are so good against roaches, especially if there's something absorbing that hits from the roaches in front of the Immortals, such as, for example, these Adepts. So third hatch on the way. Lair coming up due for CatBurglar. It is 35 to 30 harvesters. Lewsys chrono boosting out those workers. Keeping that consistent production in, at least better than CatBurglar is doing. And here we go. Adept Immortal Sentry from Lewsys. Quick warping of a couple sentries there. Creep spread pretty much continuing, I guess. Does he not know? Oh, he knows. He knows you can push these out. He's just not doing it. Alright, so got some roaches, got a queen at the top of this ramp, a nice concave with a queen helping creep spread, extending down the ramp as well. I mean, this is a good position for CatBurglar to be in, especially with these lings. And here we go. Yeah, I don't know how we feel about this Lewsys. Pretty good micro there, stutter stepping back there, and forcing the Zerg player to retreat, giving up that high ground position. And here we go. Queen absorbing a lot of shots, but she dead now. Remember what I said about the Immortal absorbing the shots? Well, not absorbing the shots. Now he's absorbing the shots and he dead. Alright, so he's dead immediately. Roaches taking out sentries like it ain't no thing because it's not. Sentries die so fast to anything that hits them. Couple more Adepts trying to sonic transfer home but just get murdered instead. So good hold there by CatBurglar. However, it is still 35 to 30 harvesters. CatBurglar is apparently just, it's going to sit here at 30 workers for the end of time because that's what you do if you're CatBurglar, I suppose. Alright, so more gateways coming in. No third base whatsoever for Lewsys to this point. Roaches trying to come in again for another counterattack, and I mean, there's Photon Overcharge, there's an Immortal back here. There are lings on top of everything, though. The Photon Overcharge is enough to turn the tides, though. CatBurglar felt good about those odds until that PO came up. That's a lot easier to say than Photon Overcharge, isn't it? PO, Photon Overcharge is a lot of syllables. Dead lot of syllables. CatBurglar is taking a fourth hatchery on his 31 harvesters. It's just not enough. It's just not enough, man. You're not fully saturated at your natural. Your third base is embarrassingly saturated at 2 workers. Come on. I know you're winning this game, kind of, but you got to get more workers. You're going to be in so much trouble here soon. I mean, again, Lewsys is not making probes. He has 40, which is fine. All right, 40 for 2 bases is great, but he should be making more. He should be going for a third base here at about the 7-8 minute mark. Not doing that one either. This one is not. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say this is not diamond. I'm just going to say this is not a diamond replay at all. So that fourth hatch, about 50% complete, and getting pneumatized carapace, burrow, and glial reconstitution is CatBurglar. What's your burrow for, my good sir? Burrows here, but not getting tunneling claws. I guess the Roach Warren is busy getting glial reconstitution, so perhaps he is waiting on that. But you'd think if you're going burrow roach, you'd get the move part of that before anything else. 20 lings on the way. I don't know why you made 20 lings instead of just making 10 drones, but you know, maybe the enemy is going to attack. This is why you put an Overlord up here. This is why you put some lings over here. This is why you need to know when they're coming to attack you so you're ready for it. Instead of just making army now that is doing nothing, these lings are killing you, CatBurglar. Destroying you. 24 lings in production. Getting +1/+1 for the lings, which is handy. Which is very handy, especially considering this is a very heavy Stalker Immortal composition. And what's good against that? A whole ton of lings. Whole ton of lings with upgrades. So I like what he's doing here. He just doesn't need to do it yet. Lings build very fast. If Lewsys moved out now, you'd have time. Believe me, you'd have time to make your 25 lings at that point. It's just, this is killing the worker count. He's up to 42. Okay, he did make some drones when I wasn't looking. So he's a little bit less embarrassingly saturated here at his third. And his main looks very nice. And his fourth base has no workers at it whatsoever. I mean, pro tip from Falcon Paladin, if nothing else, just make sure your bases are saturated. If you get a fourth, make sure you have the ability and the wherewithal to saturate it with workers. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. If you can't saturate it, don't make it. Save the drone, right? Save the minerals, save the time, get your army up, go 3 base instead. instead of going 4 base if you're just going to sit there doing nothing with that 4th. 3rd Nexus just now completing for Lewsys. Could do some drone transfer, or probe transfers rather. How about that? No, not going to do it. Making some drones here though, which is nice. Some spine crawlers coming up in places where DTs might be. Again, static defense at this level of StarCraft 2 is wonderful. It is so darn good if you're in the dark about what your opponent is doing, as CatBurglar is. Now look, the point of getting Pneumatized Carapace, that the Overlord is fast, is for scouting. Is for getting in there and seeing what your opponent is doing. Right now, you have no idea what's going on. You saw a Twilight Council, you saw a Robotics Facility, and that is it. That is not all. That is not all that is going on now. There's now a Dark Shrine. There is a Dark Shrine. Are there any DTs on the field? No. Lewsys is just kind of keeping that in his back pocket. Kind of just saying, hey guys, I thought I'd make some DTs later. Not now necessarily, but perhaps I will need them in the future, so I'll make a Dark Shrine because they take a while to build, and I'd rather just have one ready to go. Hydralisk Den on the way for CatBurglar and Aspire. Having some hard time spending his money, about 1,000 in the bank. Lewsys is doing a little bit better with his, 500 gas sitting there. And both players around 130 supply. Lewsys 137 and 122 for CatBurglar. Here comes the big attack though. Stalkers coming up that ramp. Lings. One force field, not enough sentries to hold off the Lings here. I don't like this for Lewsys. Don't come up the ramp, man. And he is. He's backing on out. He's sitting on the ramp. He's not coming up here. Roaches trying to do what they can, but those Immortals at the back, there are 5 of them, and they are mad with +1 attack even. I don't know if this is going to work out for CatBurglar. Lewsys is being pretty patient. He's just standing right on in. I think the Lings are all gone. All that's left are Roaches, and this Immortal count is really high. There are 6 Immortals sitting here. Oh, the Burrow! Oh, the Burrow! Lewsys did not bring an Observer with him. Oh, snap. That's not good. Burrow Roach here going to be very good in this situation then. There's the Burrow. There's the heal. Overseers overseeing the battle just get sniped out of the air. This 4th base in a ton of trouble. Roach is coming up. They do heal very quickly when they are burrowed. Another Immortal dies. Roaches burrow 40 Lings on the way with +1/+1. Mind you, Spore Crawler trying to kill that Mothership Core could be very useful. And Mothership Core does do the recall. Oh, they're only half the army though. Oh no. Oh no, a bunch of Stalkers and Immortals are left behind. That is, I don't think that's what Lewsys intended to do, as everybody gets surrounded by these +1/+1 Lings and just exploded. Kaboom! Gone. Some more Stalkers doing that rally business up here, and they turn around and go home, because that would be suicide. There are a whole bunch of Lings sitting here, 32 of them to be exact. It's 46 to 57 Harvesters. Lewsys says it is time to make Dark Templar. I lost that battle. I took down a 4th base, which is nice, but I lost so much stuff. So much stuff. Where is my lost tab here? Here it is. 8,700 resources lost by Lewsys, 7,100 by CatBurglar. You definitely want that to be flipped if you're Protoss. You definitely want to lose less than your opponent, because CatBurglar's army is going to be weaker. It's going to throw waves and waves of stuff at you, and you murder it, and then you win. That's how this works. CatBurglar is working on a replacement 4th base and a 5th base here at the bottom, which is very fun. Archon coming in for Lewsys. Army supply 62 to 42. Lewsys has the lead on army and worker supply. I feel like Lewsys could have had this game any number of times here so far, but instead just keeps losing those battles. The one because he didn't bring an Observer. So now he has an Observer, right? Two Observers is better than 1. I like that choice. Lurker Den coming in for CatBurglar as well. So going back to the Stalker Immortal thing, but bringing bringing Observers this time, bringing some DTs this time, bringing a single Archon this time, which seems odd. But hey, Archons are good against Zerg, everything that Zerg has, so I'm not going to complain too much about that choice. Infestation Pit on the way for CatBurglar. 10 Mutas coming in. I mean, Mutas are good here, but that Archon is scary. These Stalkers are pretty scary as well. Here we come. Lings. Hydra. Ling Hydra here. Are all the Roaches dead? I think they all got murdered during that last attack. So we're going a Ling Hydra Muta style. Is CatBurglar today. Where are these Mutas rallied to? Somewhere. Maybe this 5th base to defend it. I don't know. Either way, it was enough to make Lewsys pick up and back up and go home. It's what Lewsys did. He didn't like what he saw there. He said it's time to get out. And he did. Worker count looks a little bit better. 49 to 60 now in favor of Lewsys. Still has that nice lead. Still sitting here on 4 bases. Well, look at that. A probe transfer. Muta's flying on in, trying to take down this robotics facility and these pylons. And then changing his attention to these probes. Photon overcharge taking out 1 Muta. That's just fine. I mean, I like this attempt, but they really haven't done a whole lot. These mutas haven't. They got one probe. Oh, the Blink Stalkers, though, so good in this situation. Kablorp flying around to this fourth base that Lewsys is trying to establish. Oh, man, this is why mutas are good. The mobility. The mobility is so fantastic. A lot of dead workers here. Oh, the probe's not really running all that well either. Oof. Oof. 17 workers killed by CatBurglar. The mutas, maybe, I would consider that a job well done. If I was the Zerg player. Creep tumors are all the way up here to this fourth base along that section. This section is doing a lot better in creep spread than the other two. I don't know why. And actually that's going to change as Lewsys is coming up this creep with observer support and just murdering all of these creep tumors. Mutas come flying back on in, force the army back. They're trying to take out the robotics facility. They do some damage to it. I don't think they can actually kill it. Especially with photon overcharge coming up. Double photon overcharge. Get out. Run. Run, mutas. And they do. Blink Stalkers do blink up and take out a muta, which is fantastic. Very good indeed. But 9,400 resources lost for Lewsys, 7,700 lost for the CatBurglar. Burglar. Somehow there are a lot of lurkers now. There are 8 of them. 8 lurkers, 9 hydras, 31 lings, and 7 mutalisks. The lings have +2/+2, which is fantastic. The hydras have +2/+1, which is also very good. And muta count is down a little bit. Like I said, there are 7 of them. I think they were closer to 10 when they started that attack. But, yep, so now some cannons coming up here on both sides of the mineral lines for Lewsys, recognizing that the threat of mutas is ever present and existential. And here comes Lewsys, 185 total army supply, looking good. Moving down, but there are lurkers. Get out of there, run. Okay, here we go, getting right on top of the lurkers. The Immortals coming right on in here too. The Lings absorbing some of their shots, allowing the Lurkers to do what they need to do. Hydras doing a lot more efficient work than I thought they would. But these Archons are killing it. 3 kills, 5 kills. 1 ends up getting killed. All the Lurkers are gone. Oh, Immortals, you're so good in that situation. That base out. That fourth base, or third base rather, completely gone. Muta's trying to do a counterattack, but double photon overcharge and Stalkers doing super well against them, especially when they're not paying that much attention. It is 120 to 85 total supply. There are more hiders than production. I don't know if that's what you want, though. Did he lose his observers? Chasing these workers away. It is now 49 to 53 harvesters. 11 workers killed by Lewsys, 19 by CatBurglar. No. Don't chase these workers down. Oh, and there's the burrow. The clutch burrow on the one drone. The observers must have been killed by, I want to say, maybe hydras with overseer support there. Maybe spore crawler support as well. That's some pretty good presence of mind from CatBurglar to take those out, though, because they're not high priority targets in a giant battle. They're really not. More Stalkers coming on in. Lewsys, I like what he's doing here. Is he bringing observers, though? Do you have them? Do you have observers? No. All right, what if there are more Lurkers? What is your plan? What is your plan, Lewsys? No, no. For those of you who may not be watching but are listening, that just defied description. Lewsys walked his entire army over about 9 or 10 lurkers with no detection and lost pretty much his entire army there. He was in a great position. He was in an absolutely fantastic position with his Immortals, with his Stalkers, with his Archons. Really, the only thing that could have stopped him there was not bringing detection along and letting Lurkers murder everything that he had. 7 kills on that Lurker. 2, 3, 0, 2. I mean, that hurt. I main Zerg, and that hurt. That hurt for Lewsys. I mean, Lewsys is not dead. He's not out of this by any means, right? He's doing just fine. But he could have won it right there. He really could have. He comes in, Stalkers in the front, Immortals in the back, clears out these Lurkers. That's all that CatBurglar has. He loses his fourth base. He loses his natural. He loses his main. Everything goes to pot. Protoss player wins this thing in about 17 minutes. But nope, we're still moving. We're still moving here on Falcon Paladin's channel. An Archon on the way. Robotics Bay on the way. DT finds a sneaky hatchery attempt in the bottom left for CatBurglar. Forces the cancel and kills the drone. Top right has a sneaky hatchery too. Maybe send a DT up there. I don't know. Recommend it. Another attempt here in the bottom left at a slightly different bottom left location, but DT doesn't check it. CatBurglar allowed to hang on to it for the time being. Although these 2 ramps, I don't know, maybe the creep spread going up there is a bit of a clue. DT trying to do stuff against this 4th base, but no, see the spine crawler, spore crawler combination, really good. Really good, it turns out. Transfusing that would be awesome too, you guys. But use your energy on injects instead, which is fine. It's just fine here. Some lings hanging out just outside the natural base of Lewsys. Disruptors coming out for Lewsys. All right. I like the disruptor play. Okay, so maybe the thinking here is, with disruptors, I don't even need observers. I'll just send the purification novas up and kill the lurkers from a distance, which is true. Which is very true here. Lewsys tried to take his 5th base up along this top right side, but there's already a hatchery here with no workers and no queens. And soon to be no hatchery, because all of the stalkers that Lewsys has are coming up. Ka-chunk. +2 attack on these guys, and the hatchery dies before the queen can spawn. A bunch of broodlings come out. They'd get killed post-haste. Ooh, even killing those larvae. Very nice. Where did your probe go? Did you lose your probe? Nope, there he is. There's the probe. All right, so now waiting for this creep to recede, which shouldn't take too long here on Legacy of the Void. It used to take a lot longer, though. Like, seriously, pooping on potential expansions of your opponent as Zerg was really good, because even if they killed the Overlord, it was going to be a couple minutes before that creep receded. But they increase the speed at which it gets out there and the speed at which it decreases when the source is gone. So that seems pretty fair. Nobody seems to complain about that one too much. No siree-boob. Time for a Nexus in about 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Ah, I timed that so well. So very, very well. Hope you appreciated that. All right, so it's a Ling Lurker Hydra combination here for CatBurglar. That's what he's got. 24 Lings, 24 Hydras, and 8 Lurkers. Some Queens too, but they should not be too important in the battles to come. All right, Lewsys, you have 2 observers again, which is wonderful. You have more Archons, which is wonderful. They don't take extra damage from those Lurkers, which is great. Disruptors too. Time to end this thing. I believe in you, Lewsys. You can do it. You can end this thing. Oh, just heard a bird queen. Well, she dead now. And here we go. Lurkers again. Purification Nova comes in and misses. Somehow misses. Gets right between the numbers there. Lings make a counterattack on in here to this 3rd base. Double photon overcharge is up, but the Lings are not covered by the photon overcharge. They're fighting for their lives and they're getting murdered because of it. No, you have to run, probes. Run. These Lings are upgraded. They're scary. Okay, 37 workers killed so far. It's 42 to 42. Just sending in additional purification novas. Here is our friend Lewsys. Bam. And it might just be time to go. Purification Nova catches a ton of Hydras there. Nicely done. Hydra's just standing on in. Lurker's doing a ton of damage here too. Observers cannot die. You cannot die, Observers. 1 is dead though. 1 is dead here. Immortal Stalker doing pretty well against these Hydras, but not super well. But they're forced to push. Lewis is forced. Lewsys? Keep wanting to call him Lewis. Lewsys is forced to retreat. Well, that's where he goes. So he does have his 4th base established here, transferring some workers over. Again, he has lost so many. 37 workers killed by CatBurglar. Corruptors coming in, and Colossus coming in. So this feels very Wings of Liberty to me. Colossus to counter the ground forces here of the Zerg, all these Hydras. But then Corruptors come in and counter them. Yep, that's how people swing, or used to swing, back in Wings of Liberty. Not so much anymore, just because Colossus are bad. Greater Spire on the way for CatBurglar. I mean, CatBurglar has been doing a lot of good things. I just feel like he's won a bunch of battles he had no business winning. And sometimes that's just how it works, I guess. Are your observers dead again? No, observers are in here. They're just trailing. Find the base. Find the base, Lewsys. You can do this thing. And go up the ramp. Go up the ramp. Accidentally go up the ramp. There we go. Push one of the Archons up the ramp accidentally. And the hatch dies. There was, again, nothing here. CatBurglar did a nice job taking a hatchery and getting extractors and queens and stuff, but there were no drones. 0. So dang weird. Hydra Lurker sitting here from CatBurglar. Greater Spire gonna complete. That's what the Corruptors are for. The Corruptors are for Broodlords. He doesn't know there are Colossus coming. He doesn't know what that composition is. Alright, so the Corruptors are not, in fact, for the Colossus. but for Broodlords, just for funsies. Creep spread moving up the middle here, though. I love this creep spread out of CatBurglar. It is wonderful. It is very, very good out of our Zerg player. Moving right up that ramp. Excellent. And starting to creep on into this third base. Lewsys. It's not good when there's creep right on up here. Really not. Moving on out is Lewsys to the fourth base. Maybe kind of trying to protect the fifth base as well, which is fully saturated. Very nice. And yeah, CatBurglar is getting a little bit starved out right now. His income is pretty even, but he's slowly running out of mining bases. His natural is gone. His main is gone. Whereas Lewsys does have at least 2.5 mining bases here, so he should be okay for a little bit longer. Yep, Broodlords. 4 of them. Morphing in. Extended Thermal Lance for Lewsys. What is the answer going to be for this Hydra Broodlord composition? Blink Stalkers turn out to be really good against Broodlords if they can blink under them. Maybe we'll see if Lewsys has some experience doing that. It's just not many Protoss have a lot of time just fighting against Broodlords as he destroys every creep tumor right up the middle here. Remember that creep spread I said was amazing? It was amazing. It's gone now. Totally gone now. Lewsys says, Broodlord. There are Broodlord. Run. Run. I don't have the wherewithal to handle this. More Corruptors coming in for CatBurglar. Maybe these ones are going to be for the Colossus specifically. That seems like that would be a very nice idea. Trying to replant that secret base in the bottom left here is CatBurglar. I guess it's not a secret base. It's kind of a natural progression for him along this bottom left side. A couple drones hanging out, perhaps to make extractors, but for now they're just hanging out. Lewsys comes in, kills the extractors from the base that he murdered a couple of minutes ago. And, oh shoot, secret base is gone. Cancel it, CatBurglar. Oh, doesn't cancel it. Losing that base hurts so much. Losing that drone hurts a lot too. Worker count 42,236. Lewsys again happily up and running. Why are you going home? Keep pushing, man. You're maxed out. The longer you wait, the more time CatBurglar has to get maxed out, right? That's my philosophy. That's what I always say. If you're maxed out, just go. Just go. At the very least, to see what your opponent has. And getting up a giant bank never really hurt anybody unless you're going to remax as Zerg, which does tend to happen. So maybe get a bank up and then go, which I'm okay with. I will accept and approve that particular strategy. All right, CatBurglar, what you got? You got your Hydras with +2/+2. You got your Corruptors with +1 Flyer Carapace. You got your Lurkers. You got 3 Overseers, which I'm a fan of. You're worried about those DTs that are running around. Can't necessarily blame you about that one. Corvo's Lewsys is heading down the wrong way though, because here comes CatBurglar. Setting up Lurkers to assault this natural base. Hydra's coming in here as well. Single Immortal coming out of the robotics facility and is going to get murdered. Are we going to base race this thing? This could just turn into a base race. Lewsys not going back home whatsoever. So weird. Just weird positionings can turn things into base races. Orbital Cybernetics Core gone. Robotics facility gone. Army for Lewsys moving in here as well. Going to start murdering things. I just think Lewsys has more DPS. I know Broodlords are good. I know Lurkers are good. Hydras are really good DPS units. But man, Stalkers and Immortals and Colossus. Look at that. That natural base is gone. Do not lose the Observer. Holy smokes, don't lose the Observer. We're going to keep an eye on this Observer. He needs it. He needs it because there's Burrow here. Natural base almost completely gone. Main base here as well. This lair. Nope, that's a hive. The hive gone in about 3.8 seconds. Zerg stuff, murdering all the stuff over in the main base for Lewsys as well. Robotics facility out. There's still one down here at the third, but I think it's unpowered. Using Caustic Spray on the Nexus just to help with a little bit extra DPS are these Corruptors. And, yep, Lurker Den gone. Roach Warren gone. Evolution Chamber number 1 gone. Evolution Chamber number 2 gone. A lot of Observer or Overlords here are going to die, which, all right, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with trying to supply block your opponent. Acceptable thing here. No Observer, no! What did I say, Observer? I said I need you to live. Oh, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Burrow some of these drones. They don't have an Observer anymore. All right, not doing it. CatBurglar is not doing it. Does not come back to hurt him. Hurt Lewsys, rather. And fourth base, gone as well. Probe's not even running for their lives at all. Throwing up some cannons is Lewsys. That's not going to help him all that very much, as Lurkers and Broodlords both outrange cannons. Bit of an important fact there. Forge coming in for Lewsys. He thinks he's going to win this thing with cannon, and I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. Infestation Pit gone. 4th base completely gone. Maybe 5th? Is that the 5th base? Spore Crawler valiantly trying to take down a Colossus by itself does not end up working out super well. Infestation Pit finally gets picked off there, and Broodlings come out of it and get murdered. Okay, so here's the thing. Your opponent is not being revealed. You don't know where his nexus is, but guess where he keeps trying to expand? Bottom left. Bottom left, Lewsys. Come to the bottom left. Why are you defending? All right, he's defending. He's defending what CatBurglar thinks is his final nexus. When there's really a sneaky one in the middle of Nowheresville on the right side of the map here. I mean, that's going to be hard to find if you're CatBurglar. Is he cannon rushing? I mean, he knows about this base, which is fine. And here comes the dance. Here comes the dance. Oh, he doesn't have an observer. Maybe that's what the cannons are for, to detect the lurkers so we can kill them. So he needs the lurkers to get close enough to the cannons to where they can see the lurkers. No. Don't walk through this. Why are you doing this? Oh, snap. Lewsys going for it. Blinking underneath the Broodlord is going to try to kill them. All the Hydras are out here, too. The Archons need to attack something. They're not really doing it very well. On top of the Lurkers, though. Once again, Lewsys. Once again. He just... once again, walks on top of the Lurkers with no way to detect them whatsoever. Gets his entire army melted into the ground. And CatBurglar takes the win. Lewsys is out. Zerg victorious today. It looks like he doesn't want to leave, so we're going to go ahead and watch him kill stuff, but that's going to be it. Yeah, that's what it came down to, ladies and gentlemen, was just twice there. Lewsys did not have observers. He was careless with them. He lost at least 4 of them carelessly. Didn't keep track of where they were. Your opponent's going lurkers. You got to have them. Now, here's a tip. Don't put your observer inside your control group. Leave it outside your main control group for your army and just have them follow something like an Immortal or a Stalker, something that hangs back, right? Something that's not going to be in the thick of things, something that's not going to be walking right on top of a Spore Crawler to kill it. And that way you have a much, much better chance of keeping your observers safe, right? Without necessarily having to babysit them and losing track of the main battle. So I recommend doing that. But yeah, Lewsys struggled with it quite a bit. CatBurglar takes the win, gets his much deserved murdering of everything that Lewsys has, and that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another weekly edition of Mid-Rank Madness. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, also all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself. Patrons! Nicholas Cheek, Sean Govin, Nick Riley, Josh Cornelius, Jin, Robert Farmer, Kayan, Matt Meermans, Hakon Marcus, Christopher, Alex Coffey, Ben Raboyne, 19 Day, Kith Garlow, Alexander Canaras, Complex, Ian Westbrook, Michael McIntosh, Sam Estagoy, Bo Brissett, Kale Anderson, Trevor Smith, Manhattan, GMP, Sik Kupata, Pedro Batsaris, Michael Wellen, Plaid, Henry Cooper, Clayton Knight, Jan Kodera, Kevin Chang, Raji Butt, link at the top right. Thank you. Bye.